It won't get any better, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It only gets worse from here, folks.
Better than what?
Silence.
It's January 30th, 3309. This is the Loose Screws podcast, and it's going to be an extra dumpster fire tonight.
Are you saying that because I'm back?
To me, it sounded like you said extra start dumb fire. I'm like, what is that?
Right in the middle of that.
That's that negative ping he was talking about. Words are coming in before other ones.
That's what happened. Wow. Well, extra start dumb fire for you folks tonight. As Hate said, it is January 30th, 2023, or 33 something something. We've got shit. What do we got going on? The Loose Screws podcast. All right, yeah, that's right. We are the loosest and screwiest of all the podcasts about space games. We're probably the only one that has screw in its title, which I take
or
pride
loose.
in. Thanks.
Nice.
I guess, and I'm doing it because it's at the top of the thing. You guys yell at me every week that goes at the end, but it says right here, loosescrews.com. Go there to get merch and all that stuff. Make sure to use the promo codes. I think that it's different interceptors, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. So do that for discounts. Go to Patreon if you want more of this start fire barn thing. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. Go to Patreon. Donate $1. I know you can afford $1. Come on, I got a lot of junk to pay for.
I have $1?
I've spent all of them. There are none left.
There are no dollars left.
If you have $1 left, you haven't spent enough. That's terrible advice. Don't follow my advice, people.
Never follow Dub's advice.
It was almost, I was scared it was just going to be me and Dubs tonight, and that probably would have been the end of Loose Screws forever if we were allowed just to sit and talk for an hour.
Oh my God.
It would have just been so bad. What else we got? Patreon. Right? Okay, I think that's all the intro crap. So if he hasn't done the guitar stuff yet, he can do it now. All right. Well, I don't know. We
just did.
Yeah, we actually have like 5 of us here tonight. So let's go around the Discord channel here and see what everybody's been up to. We'll start with the guy who started talking at the beginning of the show. We'll go with Hate. You go first, buddy.
I had to tear down a freaking shed with no tools. Like all I had available was a sledgehammer, and my hands hurt so bad from gripping it.
So many questions. Well, first off, why'd you have to remove the shed?
It was an eyesore, and the house is getting sold.
Okay.
Where were your tools?
So really, really trash. And you don't own. You've been a mechanic multiple times of the time I've known you. You don't have any tools?
You know, that's really interesting. The last time I owned tools, they all got stolen.
Ooh.
Should have defended them with that sledgehammer.
And that's
Pretty sure I
crazy
know
because I
who-
just got a bunch of tools. Don't ask from where.
On that trip to Ohio, huh?
Yeah.
Or
I don't know why I was in
Indiana, or-
Ohio, but it worked.
A sledgehammer would do well against the plywood sides, but I would imagine a 2x4 would be hard to snap with
No,
a
the
sledgehammer.
2x4s were all right.
I mean-
the actual issue was that it was, like a 50-year-old plus, like, someone built a DIY shed. It wasn't like a prefab from Home Depot. So when they originally did it, they did, the same boards the side was made out of with shingle on it. Then later somebody was like, well, the shingle's all gross because it's under a tree. So we'll just put like some wood shingle over the top of that. And somebody was like, well, that's like 2 years old now and it's funky because it lives under a tree. Let's put shingle on top of that. Well,
Okay, everything you've said so far tells me you should have torched that bitch rather than taking a sledgehammer to
well,
it.
hold on. It's parked under a tree.
Not my problem. Not my tree either.
The tree is my problem because it's my roommate's mom's tree.
Well, all right.
What's the foundation?
There was no foundation. The beams were set in cinder blocks.
Drag it
Oh,
and
well,
burn
then
it.
use a truck. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
drag
If you
it
got
and
a
burn
truck,
it.
you can move it.
you couldn't get a truck to it because it was in a fenced-in yard.
There's this stuff that they invented a while ago. It's, I think, rope.
Rope,
Is that
yeah.
rope?
It was behind a garage. We couldn't get a truck to it.
You just get a long rope.
Sounds like
Straight
you
line
just
on
didn't
it.
want to get a truck.
You just
to
get
it.
a long rope, and trust me, you tie that rope to it, you accelerate, it will disassemble itself.
And then we had to pick it all up.
Yeah, but it'll be in
couldn't leave
pieces
it.
then.
If you'd have burned it, you wouldn't have had to. Just move it out from under the tree, then burn it.
But anyway,
Fire.
it was like 5 layers of different roofing materials.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have burned hot.
It sounds like if he set fire to it, he'd be violating every environmental law we have. All sorts of
A block from the police station.
oh yeah, all sorts of toxic chemicals.
Then you
get
do
set
it at
loose.
night. They can't see the smoke.
Oh, no one should ever listen to us.
Don't take our advice, but
So, yeah.
burn it.
My roommate and I used sledgehammer and worked way too long and way too hard for way too little pay.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, what else has been happening? Did you play any of the game at all?
I went and looked at a house.
Well, I look at houses all the time when I'm driving around.
Well,
There's a house there. There's a
as
house.
someone shopping for a house.
Oh, okay.
And?
And
Well, it's the right size, it's in the right area, and it's the right price.
Hey,
Ooh.
3 for 3.
Something about
Hey,
location.
what internet
location,
service is
location.
available there? You might want to figure that out.
The same stuff that I have here. Comcast.
okay, as long as it's not
Hooray.
Nurglecast, you'll be fine.
Hey, Nurgle has Comcast.
Oh, dear God.
So tomorrow I'm going to go talk to my banker, and
Cool.
maybe we'll have more updates soon, TM. And about the
Welcome
game.
Welcome
was
to
playing-
Ohio very soon. I'm glad you're moving to Ohio. Join the gang.
I'll stay in the Midwest, but not Ohio.
Oh.
I was playing with some young fellow whose name's escaping me. I remember his actual name, but not his commander name, which is interesting. Recently became far more active in Discord. I went to a war we were in and shot stuff with him, and then the tick on Thursday cut us off, and that's the only time I've played this month.
Okay. You're really bad at giving shout outs, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Played with this guy who's a little more active in Discord. Okay. I'm not even sure who you're talking about.
I have no idea. Yeah, neither is he.
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, Darth Rodimus.
Is it Rodimus or Rodimus?
That's a good
Rhombus.
question.
All right. And is he a Rodimus Prime or just a Rodimus? Rodimus. He's a
Darth
Darth.
Rodimus. Yeah.
Darth Rodimus Prime. Got it. All right. How about you, Nurgle? I'm sure we've got some good public servant updates, and I don't know. I think I saw you on a few times.
I got on yesterday for 20 minutes to hand in a bunch of bounties I had because we needed them someplace for the BGS, and I had them. And that is the only time I have been on in a week
Yeah.
because I have been spending all of my free time painting and putting up trim and doing all the other things that go along with the new roof.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm tired. And then this Friday, Mardi Gras starts.
Oh, it's
Oh,
that
God,
time
I'm
again.
so
Your
sorry,
favorite time
Billy.
of year.
My favorite time of the
Yay.
year. And Friday night, which is the first night of Mardi Gras, so there'll be a lot of people out. Someone in my fair city thought it would be a grand idea to take one of the downtown parks that's in the middle of Mardi Gras and have a free concert with Nelly at it.
Yeah. All right. I like Nelly. Works for me.
So it's going to be nuts.
With the capital
But that's
N.
Yeah. Well, they're having 2 concerts during Mardi Gras this year. People are complaining about. There's one that's the 18th, which is the Saturday before Mardi Gras Day, and there's that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is all parades. Those are the last days of Mardi Gras, and everything's huge. That Saturday, they're going to have another concert. in the same park. And this week when we were discussing it with the planners, we were like, you guys got to get in there the Thursday before for your Saturday concert to set up. Why? Well, because all of downtown is going to be blocked off. You won't even be able to get in there the day of. But that means we'll have to hire security. Yes. Yes, it does. And by the way, you're having your concert Saturday. There's no way you're going to be able to pack up and get out till Wednesday because it's wall to wall from the Thursday before till the Tuesday after. We can't keep stuff there for a week. Well, then, dude, you got a problem. Because you're literally not going to be able to get a vehicle into downtown Mobile during those days. So.
Huh. Sounds like exciting times.
We're going to have 2 concerts during my Mardi Gras, and it's going to be, will be wild.
Oh, is Nelly, and who's the other one?
The other's a bunch of local artists.
Ah.
Nelly's opening for the locals.
No, they're 2 weeks apart. But
Nelly's going to play for a long time.
yeah, he's going to play for a long time. He's going to go on at 8 after the parade passes, and he's probably going to play till like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
I guess you got to go for 2 weeks.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
Yeah,
the inbreds get there. I mean, the locals.
Yeah, well, people. As much as I hate Mardi Gras, it is some of the best people watching you will ever find.
I mean, you're gonna have police and paramedics standing by, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, Mardi Gras is like everything the people of Walmart wishes it was on steroids. Because the people watching is outstanding. And add to that not only are they a whole bunch of weird people, but they're all mostly highly intoxicated. So.
Fun. I like the sound of this.
Yeah.
Need to post pictures on Discord for us.
Yeah, I will.
Good.
There will be photographic evidence.
Just make sure you're carrying a lot of beads with you.
No.
Oh, boo.
No. There will be no beads.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to our favorite Android. Man, I really screwed this up. I'm going to go Data and Dubs back to back. People are going to be so confused. But
well, it's the same person, so.
We'll go Data first.
Hello. Yes. Had a good. I don't know what to do with my hands. I had a good week. I played a few hours of Hollow Knight on my Switch.
The fuck?
It was a good game. I got into Elite for about one morning, I think Saturday morning. I played some to try out some of the new gear. I tried in the Benihana system, the ground base. Fought over that.
Its official name is Banana Jalapeno.
Banana Jalapeno.
Yeah.
I fought there a little bit. Tried out the enhanced Xeno scanner. I can confirm that takes care of the problem entirely with that. Scanning even a basilisk at 2 kilometers is easy to do.
Well, yeah, 4 times the range on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're going to get into discussing the new stuff because Alec Turner showed a forum thread today talking about some of the new stuff. So I feel like we talked about it before. I think that'd be a good discussion topic tonight. I didn't look at the notes. You guys may already have discussion topics. I don't care. We're just going to talk about whatever.
Yeah, so I tried out the new scanner, new weapons. That was fun. And that was it. That was everything.
That's it. So Hollow Knight, did you build any stairs, tear down any sheds, paint any trim?
I know, I got to chase the pig away. If y'all recall, Pork Chop, my neighborhood pig. Yeah, we're not on speaking terms right now. He and I aren't, or she and I think it's a girl. Yep, it's like digging holes, knocking over flower pots.
That pig realizes it's edible, right?
Wreaking general havoc. Yeah, around. So
tread lightly.
Yeah. It makes really cute noises though when you chase it away. It starts like squealing and running really fast on its little legs. So it's kind of entertaining to chase it around.
It's scared for its life, and that's entertaining. Okay.
Things that taste like bacon should not be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amen, brother. So that was the extent of your week. All right. How about you, Dubs? You haven't been here in a few weeks either.
I mean, that's due to like a combination of things. Like the first 2 weeks was due to family visiting and whatnot, and the last 2 weeks were due to just work. And I think fucking last week I spent probably about 16 hours a day at work most of the week. So I've just been too damn busy to play too many games. And I haven't played Elite in probably a month. And I know a lot of people are going to be really disappointed in me here, but I got an Xbox, and I've been playing games on that. So a little ashamed of myself.
What?
That's fine.
Funny
That's
thing,
fine.
the reason I bought the Xbox is because my bros, the IRL ones, have been playing games on the Xbox. I'm like, I want to be with the bros. I want to play games with the bros. So, we play some cross-platform games that are good on PC and Xbox, and then there's some that aren't. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm buying an Xbox. And then I took an old Pelican case of mine, and I mounted the 24-inch monitor inside of it. And then the Xbox is portable. Take it to the bros' house, get drunk, super swifty, and play some Xbox games together.
Xbox portable. He said he's got a 24-inch monitor.
Oh, hold on. It's all. I don't have to get the monitor out. The thing is, it's all self-enclosed, like them. Them systems you used to be able to strap an Xbox into and then close it, and it has everything like built in. I basically
Xbox
built one of
made
those.
a laptop.
It's essentially like that, but with a full-size 24-inch FHD monitor. Not one of them piece of crap little 1280 by 800 whatever they were.
This is how Dubs defines portable gaming.
I guess, it's significantly heavier, but the thing will fit a full-size Series X inside of it. So,
What are you playing? What are you playing?
Honestly, I've been playing a lot of Wildlands lately, and
that's not the question. The question is, can he power it from his car?
I actually can. The whole box, the Xbox, the monitor, and the speakers are all powered off of one cable that I have hardwired into the case itself. I tore apart an old PC power supply. I took the jack that the cord plugs into, and I 3D printed a housing for it in the back of the monitor or the back of the case. So you just plug it in, and then I cut the cables for each of the different devices, and I spliced them in hard to the to there.
It just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
It's the ingenuity of our armed forces. I'm never not impressed.
Well, I've always heard a power supply is really something you don't want to just take apart, because they can still hold charges in some of the capacitors and stuff, can't they? If you're not like,
I mean,
careful?
I guess they could, but the thing is, like what's the chances that it's actually going to kill me? It hasn't been plugged in for probably a week or so.
And that boy's already
I've been
absorbed so much
electrocuted
voltage.
before. I'm really not afraid of getting shocked. I've been bitten by electricity plenty of times. So
he's absorbed so much voltage.
Yeah, but anytime you say, what are the odds of it actually killing me, when you need to calculate the odds, I'm just saying.
The odds aren't high enough to calculate, so it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, okay, sure, capacitors can hold energy, okay, but after a week, they're dead. Those capacitors don't hold energy, but for maybe...
You probably still had it plugged in when
minutes.
you started taking it apart, knowing you. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. The funny thing is, I had just repaired this power supply, too, and it works. And then I was like, no, I want that port. So I tore it apart and took it.
So when you're doing, like, home electrical work, like replacing an outlet or a light switch, do you use a multimeter to see if there's voltage, if the lines are hot? You just swipe your hand across the wires.
But funny story about that, me and my buddy were actually replacing an outlet in my house once, and he was in charge of turning the fucking breaker off. But guess who turns off the wrong breaker? And then I just reached my hand in there and grabbed the backside of this fucking outlet, and it zapped the piss out of me. I was like, fuck, that shit sucked.
It's just a little 110. Come on.
Yeah. It still sucks, man. You fucking go ahead and grab.
I know.
What's a little electrocution among friends?
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm changing an outlet or a light switch or a light fixture, I'd have to go all the way to the basement to flip the breaker. I'll just be careful.
I've actually
replaced
outlets. Yeah, I've hot swapped outlets and switches before.
Yeah,
if you
all the
use
time.
an insulated screwdriver and you don't touch the fucking bare metal, you're fine.
Yep.
just you'll be fine. It's okay. I'm still alive, obviously.
I'm
You know.
reporting you to the safety officer.
You're a chat GPT.
Just don't tell OSHA about anything that I do, because I actively look up their regulations and break them on purpose.
That's incredibly on brand.
But I mean, another thing I did this week is I got my daughter into Halo, and she really enjoys it. We've been playing the campaign together.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. But I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and get back into this game at some point. That way I can start telling console people to get on live or cry about it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm now technically a console people myself.
A console people. All right. That makes.
But yeah,
perfect sense.
that's about my week wrapped up. I've wasted enough time. And I also managed to eat half of a Red Baron pizza between the start of the show and now.
Gosh.
Of course. All right. Well, let me see. This week, what the hell did I do? Got a new 3D printer.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Dubs, what, your father-in-law got it for you?
Yeah, he brought it down for Christmas.
Yeah, Dubs got a new 3D printer for Christmas, and me and Dubs have this terrible habit of seeing something cool one of the others of us owns and then buying it ourselves. And it was okay, let's just back up. I've got an Ender 3, which is a slow-ass printer. Great 3D printer, great entry-level printer, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it over, the 2.5 years I've owned it or whatever. But I was having some issues with it and started looking up how I had to fix what my issue was. And Dubs had just been showing off his new 3D printer. So then I ended up going down the 3D printer rabbit hole pretty deep. And then looking at the new printers, and this is one of the newest ones on the market. It's a Delta printer. I don't know if you know what a Delta printer is. These things are badass. This thing, something that would take like 24 hours, you can do in like 4 to 6 hours of printing. It's just sick fast, sick accurate, and just so much fun. I've been printing those. You guys seen those like articulated dragons that you can print? I've been printing the hell out of those because people at work keep buying them from me, and people at my wife's work started buying them. So I haven't been able to print a whole lot of shit for myself because I made the mistake of printing these dragons to test the printer, and now I've been making money selling them. So there's that. It's a lot of damn fun. So that's the main thing I've done this week. But then my daughter got a Nintendo Switch because she was mad at me. So I asked her what it would take for her to not be mad at me, and it was it was a Nintendo Switch. So parenting 101. But I've been playing.
It'll be a car soon.
I've played the Switch a lot more than she has, but I've just been playing all the retro games like Castlevania and some Metroid, and now I'm totally stuck. I don't know if you guys ever play the game Solomon's Key.
That sounds familiar.
Oh my god, it's
I've
this.
heard of it.
It's like this puzzle kind of game. You're this little dude. I don't even remember the name of the dude, and you're in these like little maze kind of things. You're destroying blocks and making blocks and trying to solve your way through these levels. And each level is just like one fits on one screen of your TV. So there's no side scroll or anything. You're just, on the one screen. But there's, 50 levels. And this was a game that I played when I was, my daughter's age, and I never beat it. I got to like level 43 and never beat it. And you guys have known me long enough. I can be obsessive and I need to finish things. And I never finished that. So I've started playing that again. And those old games are just badass because they're just harder than fuck. And when you die, you got to start over at the beginning. There's no save. I know you can cheat with the Switch and do some, make some errors. You can rewind and replay sections. It's kind of silly. I'm not doing that. I'm playing it old school where when I die, I got to start from the beginning. So yeah, I had set up to like 1 a.m. last night playing that game. I'm not even back up to where I got to as a kid yet. And I'm going to beat that fucker. So there's that. So as far as Elite Dangerous playtime, I hopped on one night when Trax was streaming and struggling to find an instance that worked. Couldn't find. And then we went into space, finally got an instance where an interceptor came in. I killed one interceptor, and then my daughter called needing a ride from Pet Band or something, and I ended up driving teenagers home for an hour and a half. So I got all of like 45 minutes of Elite Dangerous in the last week. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So, but now Dubs wants me to get a laser engraver.
You absolutely want to get it yourself. Don't act like I'm the only one. The 10-watt laser engraver that goes on the Ender 3 is actually pretty badass for only $200.
Didn't you order like a 20-watt one? I think you had that.
10's the biggest one you can get for the Ender 3 platform. Now, if I ever do happen to find an affordable, decent, more powerful one that's like standalone, I might just say fuck it and buy it.
Okay.
But I'm currently spending my excess monies on rifle stuff, so that's going to have to take a back seat.
Yeah, how much was the diamond tip for your new printer?
I haven't bought it yet, but it's $100. You know what? Fuck it. I think I'm going to go buy it right meow.
Right now.
I don't know where my wallet is. I think it's in my Google, so I'm going to go to Amazon and buy a Diamondback tip.
We're seeing Impulse, Absolute Zero. I don't even know the word.
Wipe the pizza grease off your hands first before you open your mouse.
0 impulse control. Just
grease will just make it a little less tacky from the cherry fillet pie.
So
he just wants a 3D printer with a frickin' laser beam attached to its head.
He has that already.
Yeah.
So here's the one thing about the laser beam with the 3D printer. It doesn't just clip to the 3D printer and still run the same firmware. Essentially, you bypass the controls of the main motherboard. So you unplug the motors and the stoppers, and it hijacks those two motors, but you don't even have to have the main 3D printer turned on because it's its own control board and motor driver.
No shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess you could buy the extrusions, the aluminum pieces, and you could just buy excess motors and like buy all the spare parts to just build its own standalone setup. You could do that instead, but if you're going to go that far, they sell an already dedicated laser engraver kit on their website, so maybe that's the better route to go, but then again, it's not as cheap.
Yeah, well, the laser head was like a couple $100, and I already have an Ender 3 sitting here just now collecting dust, so...
Yeah, I just wish I had a larger surface area to work with. I mean, granted, the bed on the laser... The bed on the Ender 3 was large enough to stick my AR lower into and engrave on the side of the mag well. So, it's enough, I guess.
Yeah, God damn it, I'm going to get that. I didn't even say which printer... we got it's the FL Sun V400. If anybody go YouTube that thing and watch that thing print, it's pretty damn impressive. It's a cool printer.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I mean under $1,000 with shipping and everything. It's not crazy expensive. I mean it's more expensive. I mean you can get an Ender these days for what, like $150 or something.
I just saw them for $180.
Okay.
Well, there's a coupon at a Micro Center most of the time. You can pick it up for $100. I think it's like $99, but you do have to go into the store to do that.
Oh, fuck that. There's people there.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, I mean, an Ender, super affordable, but you want to get actual... if you want to do more than just entry level, upgrade to something... a little crazier. Jesus, I was actually considering just going with a much larger printer, but I don't know. I love this Delta printer and how freaking fast it prints. It's just, I've just been printing nonstop since I got it last week. Like waking up in the middle of the night to start another print and shit. So that's fun. But I guess we can move on to, did you buy it?
The Diamondback nozzle is en route. It'll be here on February 1st.
How much is a spool of carbon fiber filament?
I bought a 200-gram test spool for like $10. I know it's expensive. The brand I got was like Geek something, I don't remember, but it was like recommended by a guy that did like stress testing on different filaments on YouTube. But whenever I do finally find a good what the fuck is the name of that shit? PC Polycarbonate.
Yes, polycarbonate.
PCP.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Once I finally find a
PCP.
decent polycarbonate I like, because the next print I'm making after this switch dock is done is I'm going to print an enclosure, basically a self-contained enclosure for the V400. You can go buy plexiglass at like Ace Hardware and encase the printer in itself, and then it uses its own heater bed for temperature control inside of its own enclosure.
Oh.
So
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna start printing with polycarbonate, and I'm gonna reprint my Glock lower with that instead of PLA. Hopefully it survives a little bit better.
Now, is there an enclosure? You mentioned an enclosure. Are you fabricating your own? I'm sorry, or did you say you found somebody that makes it?
The way it works is, how it's got the 3 posts, right?
Yes.
The way the enclosure I'm gonna print works is it prints these like third pieces that they're basically wedges that go in the top and bottoms of those rails, and then you just have a piece of fiberglass that encloses it. So you're using fiberglass to go from rail to rail, and then these plastic things just hold it in place.
Okay. Well, can't you go like acrylic so you can see in there better? I mean, fiberglass.
Plexiglass is clear.
Oh, you said
I guess
plexi. I thought you said fiberglass for some
He
reason.
did. He said fiberglass.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, guys, I'm a little retarded, so you're just gonna have to bear with me now.
Smooth brain.
All right.
Smooth. My brain don't work so good.
Too much electricity.
That voice absorbed a lot of voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of
yeah,
electricity is good, but
As soon as I saw this printer, I thought, man, this would be easy to enclose. And yeah, that's what I figured you'd do. All right.
Oh yeah. If you look it up, you'll find the things easy. I think I'm gonna go do that probably this weekend.
Nice.
one thing that has kept me from getting into 3D printing is the fact that like the most popular blueprints are all modifications for the 3D printer.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
That
actually
used to be
doing?
true, but it's not anymore. I haven't
Okay.
I haven't printed a single modification for this printer. I just started printing fun shit right away.
Or maybe for the cheapest
this
ones.
printer
you-
doesn't. This printer does not need modifications. Like it's pretty fucking good to go right out the box.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it is so. It's just so many light years ahead of what I was doing with the Ender. It boggles my mind how just easy
and the
it
fact
is.
that it comes pre-installed with Clipper, which I guess most people don't know, but it's like what is normally an aftermarket firmware for your printer that has it's got a web interface. It's got this cool little tablet that's included, and you can plug a USB webcam into the tablet and monitor it. Like right now, I'm looking at my screen, and I got the picture of the webcam as it's printing out what it's doing right now, and I can just look at it and see what it's doing.
You can record and then do time lapses and all of that stuff. It's just right out of the box. It does that. For me, the biggest advantage was, well, there's two. One being that it's a fixed bed. You level it once. I haven't even thought about leveling it again. Everything is printed perfect. Well, I had one small problem. I want to talk to you later, see if you have an idea of how to fix it. There's one print that's doing something goofy, but everything else is printed absolutely perfect. And the old Ender, I don't know, every so many prints I'd be having to re-level it, and when you did that, you had to actually use a piece of paper and do all this stupid shit. This thing, it's got a sensor that you mount, you click onto it, it meshes out the entire bed, figures it all out, then you just set the Z-axis where you want it, and it's good to go for God knows how many prints before you'd have to readjust it. The second thing is with the Clipper and the web interface. I mean, it's on my network connected on the Wi-Fi, and I just am in a browser window doing all the controls and everything else, and kicking up the speed, watching the webcam of it, importing the print and just hitting print, adjusting temperature, everything right at my PC with my printer sitting, 5 feet from me. It is super, super cool. And I could really have the printer in another room of the house because it's on the Wi-Fi network and be working it that way.
Mine's, I repurposed a small cupboard out in the kitchen. I stole it from my wife and told her it's mine now. I literally took all the shelves out, put new shelves in there, and that's its home now.
Yeah. Shit. Well, I mean, why do you need an enclosure if you got that thing inside of a cabinet? Can't you regulate?
Because you can.
Because I want the absolute most temperature control inside of that chamber when I'm gonna attempt to print something. Because PC filament's not exactly cheap, and it's not like ABS where I can just like, that one didn't turn out so well, throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to make sure that you're doing that. But yeah, I suppose so. But if you're literally just tell your wife, don't open the cabinet. Don't open that door.
Well, it's got one of those stupid, the doors that have like a bunch of slits in it, and they don't just open like a door. It has like this weird folding door that folds out, so air can get in there. It's just it keeps it out of sight, out of mind for the kids and the dogs, and it does keep a lot of dust and dog hair out of the area.
Okay. Well, that's.
But I don't know. I'll probably also enclose the printer inside of that area too. I'll buy me a big piece of plexiglass and make a door for that too. Okay. Double wall it up.
Perfect.
But yeah, we should. I don't know. We've wasted enough time on this topic.
Yeah. Well, none of us have played the game a whole lot, so we need filler. We need vamping. Something. We're vamping.
This is the new Loose Screws 3D printer podcast.
This is why
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, if it was just me and Dubs doing the show, it would have just been this for probably an hour and a half.
People have been asking for a hardware show.
Yes.
Hey, this is hardware.
This is hardware.
It's a hardware, exactly.
This is hardware. But I think we are talking about that because we were asking about ideas for topics. Like some people did go in. That was last week. We were talking about that in show feedback. We've sent out the bat signal, and Alec Turner jumped in there. It looks like Dio did. So there's a few people giving us suggestions. We'd like more suggestions, and no, we are looking at them, and we are going to work them into the show. Because we just would like to talk about the game more, but we tend to get off topic really easily. So if you guys give us topics, at least we have somewhere to start. So, but reason I mentioned that is because we've tended to do a hardware show every once a year, a couple times a year, and we haven't done one in quite a while because we were waiting for the new graphics cards to come out and all that stuff. And I don't know, did you see the new Vive, the new VR headset? You guys see the one from Vive coming out with a new one? I didn't. Oh, that looks cool. It's like $1,100, but hey, what is that gonna stop me? But yeah, we can talk, computer stuff because we all know quite a bit about that. We can also talk VR stuff. We can also talk now we can talk 3D printers a little bit. We can also talk because we've got a lot of people. I mean, Grover Kiwi and Hey Shag, and we got quite a few people with printers in the Discord, so I don't feel bad about that. But we could also talk flight sticks, and there's so many topics we could get into because we've got a bunch of random hobbies, that intertwine with this game. That we'll get into some of that stuff in upcoming weeks for sure.
Don't forget guns. We love guns around these parts.
We don't talk about that on this show. We should do a separate podcast about that.
We have a whole channel dedicated to it.
I know, so we could have a whole podcast dedicated to that. But we've also got the new VR headset I mentioned, the HTC Vive XR Elite. Check that out when you get a chance. It looks quite impressive. 1920 by 1920 on each eye. It's got built-in glasses prescription, a dial you turn that can get to -6 all the way to -6 from 0. So you don't have to wear contacts or your glasses in it, or get prescription lenses unless your eyes are really bad. I don't know. It looks super cool. I suggest checking that out. Now I will officially move the show along a little bit. Let's do a squad update.
Incoming priority message. Squadron briefing.
Alrighty, so we currently have 2 wars going on. One of them is in Yingo. We're off to a 1-0 lead there. The other one is in Bagalis, and it's 0-0. The Bagalis war is our invasion, which was the expansion from 7 Andromeda. So that's one we need to win because winner stays, loser gets booted out of the system. We are now out of post-expansion cooldown, which means one of those crazy overheating systems could go again. I think at the moment, 6 Andromeda is the worst of those, but 7 Andromeda is still fairly close to expansion. So if we could dump missions or bounties on 7 Andromeda and try to push it ahead. That would help out a lot because we really don't want 6 Andromeda to be the one that expands. That's really all that's going on in screw space at the moment. As far as the Thargoid war goes, for the Oya bubble, the targets we started out with this week were Benanekpeno, which it's now canon to call that banana jalapeno. That completed, I believe, yesterday afternoon. The secondary target is Jeng, Jeng. When we started tonight, it was at 42%. It's one of those, this is the last week when we can realistically flip it, because next week it will go into last stand when there will be no ports left, and at that point we will probably have to let it go rather than fight for it. Overall, Oya still has 53 controlled systems with 6 in invasion, 8 in alert, and 7 in recovery. And the Thargoids in general now control 606 systems with an additional 33 invasions right now, and 24 systems, in recovery across the bubble. And so we keep the details in our standing orders for the Oya bubble and for everything that's going on in Loose Screws, and that's in the Loose Screws faction channel in the Discord. And we also have a channel in there for updating the other Thargoid War channels feeds from AXI and PDES and Operation IDA and everything feed into that too. So it's really one-stop shopping for figuring out everything that's going on, both with the squad and with the Thargoid War in general.
I believe that channel is private currently.
Is it?
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah, we shut that one down just because it was, I don't know, it just
we set
much.
different goals than
Okay.
than what those guys did, at least at the beginning.
Well then, never mind.
Yeah, that's just it. We decided it was kind of giving instructions counter to what we wanted to get done at times. So rather than, do with that, let our BGS leadership people decide what they would glean from that and add it to our orders rather than just a second set of orders, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Way to keep up, my man. How the hell I knew that was a thing, I don't know.
Well, clearly you've played more than I have.
I just read the Discord every day. Every freaking message on this Discord. You people type a lot.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging.
Well, it's more than 300 messages a day.
Oh, yeah.
It's more than 200 in just general chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of jibber jabber. It's entertaining.
Don't get me wrong. I love it.
We're chatty.
And it doesn't start until like 11 a.m. Eastern. But it burns until about 11 p.m. Eastern.
It's about 12 hours of straight, constant messages every day. It's good stuff. All right, so that's squad report. I don't think we've got a Grover Kiwi exploration report. Hopefully he got his dog back. Let's see.
Yeah, I think a lot of flooding in the old NZ this past week, so I don't know if that disrupted his...
Yeah, his airport turned into a harbor, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked...
New Zealand has more than one airport. Who knew? We learned that also.
Yeah, well, they are in the future. They should have a starport, really, shouldn't they? All right, let's see. I think we got Bard's thing. I'm kind of nervous about this one. Here we go.
On the board, the Tin Hattie Express!
Warning. This segment contains an audio frequency played at 18.98 Hz, known as the ghost frequency. This may cause anxiousness, including the feeling of being watched. Listener discretion advised. Segment start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome aboard the Tinhadium Express. Attention all passengers. Please avoid the laboratories on Deck 2, Sections A through C. Experiments on harnessing zero-point energy are currently being conducted. Please be advised, these experiments involve manipulating particles on the quantum level. We are not liable for any harm you may experience. With that out of the way, let's get started. January 23rd. Pro-Aegis Princess prodded by Petulant Patrius. January 26th. First experimental weapon stabilizer comes to market. Stabilizer's got what the weapons crave. It's got electrolytes. On January 27th, Archon Delane vows to defend California from the raging wildflowers. And also on the 27th, Xeno Scanner upgrade becomes available this week, though with fewer electrolytes per serving. That's all for the news this week. Have fun out there.
I didn't hear anything weird.
Really?
Does that mean I'm old?
I guess. Sounded like a normal Bard segment to me.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty par, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a little chill. Not too crazy.
No, I mean, whatever ghost frequency is, I didn't hear anything like that.
That's not technically within the normal range of hearing. It's infrasound.
I did poop my pants.
You're not the first person in your house to do that today.
Very true.
Yeah, you're not
What
wrong.
if he was the first one? You don't know what happened at 12:01 a.m. or 0001, I guess.
It's been today for like 17 hours. I'm certain that his new baby has pooped today.
Yes, can confirm.
Yeah, at least half a dozen times.
Yeah.
God damn these electric sex bands!
So I wonder, did Chig step away from his mic, or did he forget to unmute it?
I would never forget to unmute anything, ever.
So what was it then?
He was printing something. He had to look away.
But I don't know. I was listening to Bard's segment, and I just kind of blacked out there for a minute. I'm not sure.
It was the sound. That's what it was. It got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got me, that son of a bitch. Okay, I like the poop talk. That was a plus. Well, let's move on with the notes. Should we hit in-game news? Looks like there's exactly one thing. Size 3 AX weapon stabilizers available. What do you guys think about that?
And I
Talk about a shitty trade-off, man.
We have confirmed that you can only have one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I actually physically confirmed it. Well, not physically, digitally confirmed it. I don't know. I was playing the game and I tried. And yeah, virtually. I could only put one on my ship.
Okay.
So. But the thing is, any ship going into AX combat is going to be fucking packed full of HRPs. I don't want to take away an HRP just to get another fucking weapon.
Okay, this is a whole discussion now.
That's the trade-off, though.
Somebody.
I mean, yes. Okay, cool. Trade-off, I guess.
How much does it weigh?
That's a good question.
I'll tell you.
So Dubs, how long have you been killing Thargoids?
A while.
Have you needed the extra weapon?
No, but I want it.
Well, then there's your trade-off.
No. Here,
I want my T10 to be teetotally decked out with weaponry.
There is that. Listen, now, somebody mentioned earlier in Discord about something like the Guardian, hull reinforcements, I don't know, Astro or somebody did something with that, and that was interesting. And he was asking today, I think it was Boob. Maybe it was Rabbi Bob. Was it Boob?
Boob. Yeah.
And which surprised me, Boob has a whole lot of, he's a very analytical mind when it comes to this stuff. And at the point that a lot of us are at in the bug hunting is losing that extra armor. It doesn't matter. Adding an extra weapon, I'm always pulling armor off and shifting it to either module reinforcement, or in this case, I'll shift it to adding another weapon. So I don't see it as that big a deal. The stabilizer weighs 8 tons. I don't think it really affects 8 tons. Isn't going to kill your on a medium or large ship isn't going to do that much to your speed or anything, and you get that extra weapon. The thing is really ships only have so many hard points, so it's not, this isn't game changing at all in my opinion, and it will help, groups of players get some extra weapons on stuff. As far as soloing, I think this is what I mentioned earlier. Alec Turner mentioned a thread that was Jay and Trax broke it down the best because it rode the gambit of just extreme one side to extreme the other side, people being hyperbolic about how this is, one guy, this is destroying the game, another guy saying how Thargoid combat's already too easy, this doesn't matter, somebody, it was making my head hurt reading through the thread, but people were saying how this was going to allowing people to have one extra weapon, or if I think a size 5 of these is going to come out that'll let you put 2 extra weapons on.
Yes.
Right.
Confirm. Okay. Killing Cyclops, it will help kill them faster, but even you just take that one step up to a Basilisk, it'll help you, but it's not going to make it easy mode by any stretch. And there's no, this isn't going to help you kill a Hydra at all, in my opinion, because a Hydra will eat your shit if you generate too much heat. And any of the Guardian, either the modified Guardian weapons or the Gauss cannons, you can't really fire more than 2 at once under sync and keep your heat, under 20 to avoid being shot and continue a cold orbit. So the only thing that extra weapons would do, in my opinion, is give you some extra ammo so you don't have to scintillator, because you're still going to be cycling through your weapons and just firing them, 2 at a time anyway. So I don't know. I think this is a great thing for people just getting into AX combat so they can kill some Cyclops and kill scouts easier and stuff like that. I think it's a complete non-issue. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I wouldn't write an open letter complaining or boycott the game over something like this. It's just asinine.
No, I'm right there with you. I think it's a complete non-issue.
Look,
Okay.
we've been very upset before and still didn't boycott this game, so that's
Yeah.
that's
but
not saying much.
You say
man.
very upset. Are you even upset, or even a tiny bit upset, or does this bother you in the least? I mean, what do you
Honestly,
think?
it's kind of inconvenient. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care at the end of the day, but I kind of wanted more weapons. I wanted to load out a T10 with all the multi-cannons, and the fact that I can't do it's what's upsetting me, not that the module's falling short of what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to step down to a ship with less hard points.
But I mean, even what is it? A Corvette. My Corvette now, I've got 5 AX multi-cannons on, and that leaves you with 2 tiny little beam lasers that don't have AX multi-cannons in it. So even if I got the other thing where I could do 2 of these, that's going to be every slot except 1, and that really just gives me 1 more size 1 multi-cannon, which is just a tiny, it's not a ton of extra firepower anyway. I don't know. It just seems massively overblown to complain about it. And you say inconvenienced. A little less armor, so what? Yeah, do you even barely get hit anymore?
Look, it's my feelings, okay? My number went down, okay? The number is smaller, and I don't like it. And the T10's a fat, chonky cow who can't get out the goddamn way, so it's going to eat some rounds. I guess on my smaller ships it won't matter as much because I'm just going to avoid the fire anyways. I've gotten to where I don't really need armor.
Yeah, and you don't have
T10,
enough hard points on the smaller ships to go a full 6 AX weapons anyway.
I think if they give us a size 7, because I got a fighter hanger on this thing I don't use. If they gave us a size 7 that allowed me to totally fill this thing with experimental weapons, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I still think it's a stabilizing brace or whatever. I still think it should just been a mount on the outside of your ship where they're mounting AX multi-cannons. They definitely look like something you could just bolt to the bridge of your ship if you wanted to. I think that would have been
Strap it on.
A cooler way.
They could have made it to where you mount it in a size 3 hardpoint, but now a size 2 weapon can mount to it. And that would have been perfect for these new Guardian weapons that are all size 2 anyways.
You lost me.
Okay.
If the stabilizer,
you can already put a size 2 into a size 3.
Yes. But the thing is, that would make it to where it's not a loss for us. that could be like their, hey, that's the trade-off, but we don't give a fuck because we're putting size 2s and size 3 hard points anyways.
Okay, now I see what. But yeah, you can already yeah. That's a dumb idea. Quit talking.
Hey, look, I want free stuff. Give me the ability to do stuff more.
You want an easy button? Pew pew.
Yeah. Just let me load my T10. If I overload the power plant, that's my problem.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to. I will go 6 Guardian Goss or modified shards on my Type 10 when I can, just to see what it looks like when I pull the trigger on all of them at the same time. Because I'm curious.
You like small novas?
A little bit.
Yeah. Little bitty supernovas blow my ship up.
Well, what do you think,
Whatever.
Data?
I think this will work out for people who are using the multi-cannons, and they just want one more.
Yeah, that's really what it's for.
For another 15 DPS.
Who just wants one more weapon? That's
or two when the other one comes out.
Well, the way I see it, everybody bitched about the 4 weapon limit for so freaking long that this was their compromise. Instead of just removing that, they're like, well, we'll do another module. And if you want to do that, it's just going to cost you some armor or a collector limpet or something,
Right. That's exactly what they did. It's a trade-off.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't see. Hey, you, go.
The weapon stabilizer weighs 8 tons. It's in a size 3, obviously. A size 3D hull reinforcement weighs 4 tons.
So you get 4 more tons.
4 more tons for that gun.
1.5 megawatts of power.
Yeah.
Is the draw. So draw some more
for
power.
My alliance ships, that puts me over the threshold and I have to turn more stuff off.
Well, if you're firing Guardian weapons, I'm sure, but if it's multi-cannons, you're way under power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putting a 5th Guardian weapon on there will also, toast how much available power I have. And that's shieldless,
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're bug hunting, you should be shieldless.
Maybe, unless you're in a Type 10.
Yeah, but even if in a Type 10 you have enough slots that maybe you can do it. But if you're running a shield, then you are required to have a decon limpet controller because you can't use heat to, burn off caustic when you get it. And if you're in a Type 10, you're definitely going to be getting caustic.
Oh, I can burn the
yeah.
I can rebuild the shields on this Type 10 fast. This thing got them bi-weaves.
They're bi-weaves, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
one of these days I'll make a proper AX ship out of this, but it's just doesn't appear to be a good idea at this point. I'll see what the size 5 brings. If it works like the collector limpets and the 3 is 1 and the 5 is 3, I think the size 5, yes, 3 limpets, right? If they allow us 3 extra weapons with the size 5, that'd be cool. I'd be okay. I'd be happy.
2, we've been told. Isn't that confirmed? That it's only 2? No.
I'm not saying no. They are. I'm just saying no because I don't like it.
Yes, it's confirmed.
Yeah, I heard that it was 2.
Yeah, that's what the article said. Yeah, on that.
Okay.
I could just feel your pain. You're just sad now. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to crush your hopes and dreams. Yeah.
I used the enhanced weapons against a Cyclops, a couple Cyclops, and a couple Bassies. It was a fun little change. I figured I'd try the new weapons. It seems to be a big focus of the game right now. So I had two of the missile racks and 2 of the gimbaled multi-cannons. Okay. And you run out of ammo.
Scanner.
At least on the and the long range Xeno scanner. You run out of ammo on the with the missiles, using them to take their hull down.
Okay.
That's one downside. But it is definitely doable for those 2 variants. I think, the ammo problem would only become worse with the Medusa. It's got so much more health.
Lots of synthing there. But,
you're at a ground base, I would just go and reload there.
Yeah, there's that. That's ground bases, no swarms to deal with, and you can repair right there. That is making things a lot easier. The one that, well, unless you get shut down and you're flying in a certain direction, you could really be in trouble at those ground bases. But I mean, I guess when you start adding up all the little things that they've added, it does start to make a lot of things a lot, because we now have a heat sink that holds yet another sink. So you can have, if you've got 4 heat sink launchers, you've got 4 extra heat sinks, which is basically adding another launcher. They've added the new long-range scanner, and now they're allowing 1 extra weapon. All that stuff combined, it definitely is making things a little bit easier. But then once again, if you're going to go fight a Medusa or a Hydra, none of that matters. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're just going to get killed anyway. So basically just reduces some synthing for you on one side of it, I guess. I don't know. That's it. Let's move on. Thargoid bug report. Anybody follow all this stuff? Want to give us an update?
They're still buggy.
Still bugs everywhere.
There's been lots of discussion in the Discord about the war mechanics in the live stream, and I don't know anything about any of it.
Well, my understanding
is
this is the big one that we've heard about is, well, the mechanic we know is systems when they're in recovery cannot be reinvaded. But once they're out of recovery, they typically are reinvaded pretty quickly.
Damn near instantly, yes.
So the best thing that we can do as humanity to knock back more systems is to keep things in recovery for as long as possible. But they are putting in new mechanics that are going to help us get them out of recovery faster, which means they'll be invaded again faster, which is...
And there will be hundreds of our fellow commanders out there when this goes live who will, A, think they're helping the war effort by recovering systems when they should actually be doing rescues or killing Thargoids or doing something else to prevent another system from falling, and will actually be actively hurting us by recovering the system faster, thereby allowing it to be reinvaded. It's like FDev does not play their own game.
Exactly.
Never heard that before.
Yeah. We've never said that on this show before.
It is mind-boggling that they would go that route. I don't understand.
In the current system they have, the absolute last thing you would ever want to do is have a system recover faster. You gain nothing, and all you do is give yourself a liability.
And there's no way to delay recovery.
Correct. That we know of.
Well, not doing anything is a pretty good way of delaying it.
Well, which is literally better than doing something at this point.
Yeah.
Well, once they put this in, it will be literally better to do nothing. At that point, I guess I vote for more people doing PvP.
Yeah, murdering people. And is that where we're going with this? Is that what FDev is doing? They're encouraging us to go PvP.
We're actually encouraging gankers at this point. Gank people recovering systems because it actually helps by stopping them.
But here's the problem: is most people that wouldn't know what was going on are probably playing in solo or private anyway. So we couldn't stop them if we wanted to.
That is true.
My head hurts.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
See, what the trick is, you just don't think about that, and you go buy a laser engraver for your 3D printer and take your mind off of it.
You've got a solution for everything. I love it.
Yeah, that always works.
Well, I don't know. I think... well, let's go... All right. We understand that's completely asinine. Now, we know that that's coming in update 14.02. Now, I see in the dev this stuff from their stream. Is this all confirmed stuff for 14.02?
My understanding is that they released this, so yes.
Well, shit, that don't mean anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I do want to say, as I believe we have said before with other patches, if there's a problem and they have to delay it to make sure things work, we always want them to do that, because I would rather it take longer and get something that works than them, create more bugs. But they really have some problems with this that they need to address. And they can't be just delaying this, for weeks on end, because you're going to burn people out and you're going to have people start looking at this like they don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, Adaxius, brought up a good point. They're trying to tack like an RTS on top of our space sim that already had an FPS tacked on top of it, which, is fine and dandy. And he said, he made a comment about, this is, just a patch. It's not even like it's an expansion. This is just adding some more stuff to a patch, and it's actually adding stuff. It's patching a patch essentially is what they're doing. It's an update, update 14. Jesus Christ. But I don't know. Do you think that a lot of the stuff that they're doing right now might have actually been intended at some point to be part of Odyssey, and now they're just finally getting around to some of this stuff?
I'm positive that all of this stuff was in the pipeline for Odyssey, and it's, whatever time we're getting it, it's delayed from when they wanted to really roll it out.
Yeah, that's my guess. I don't think any of this is new. This is still just trying to finish up the stuff they wanted to make Odyssey a complete expansion, rather than I don't care if this sounds salty, the goddamn disaster that it was. I mean, they literally just, I had said on the show back before Odyssey was coming out and we got our first looks at, the on foot stuff, I'm like, they're just adding a game to our game. They could have released Odyssey as a separate game that could play with the people in this game, because it's very disconnected from the game we love.
And think of it, for a long time, prior to the Thargoid War, AXCZs were buggy. And then at some point prior to the Thargoid War, they said they fixed them, and I know they got better. I don't think they were ever fully fixed.
They were never, ever, ever, ever fully fixed.
Right, but they got better.
You don't even need fully in there. Better is... better in what way?
Well, I think didn't they stop crashing as much?
Well, we quit having, that was a bug fixing. That wasn't necessarily just AX combat. We just got a little bit of stability, but the progress bars within the CZs still would bug out, not work worth shit. There was this brief little window there when we first had Kieran and Dolbs and some of those guys, we were bumping into them at some of the systems that were going into Incursion, where things were going pretty smooth, and we had some mission boards and we were doing missions and things were running smooth for this tiny little window there. And then it just, once they took away Incursion systems, it went to just, I don't know, we just could not complete CZs. The progress would just stop. We'd keep getting, wave after wave of scouts with the progress bars working, and one person after another had to jump out to try to kickstart the CZ again, and it never was great, and it's only gotten worse.
Because see, I think that when they rolled out the code for the Thargoid War, that had been in development for so long that code was actually forked off from before they did the fix, which is why a lot of those bugs showed back up.
That's possible, but I don't know. I hate talking about their forks and branches and stuff because of the bullshit answer we got way back in the day when...
Oh, yeah.
Remember when it's like, oh, this video you're seeing is an early trunk or fork or branch or... Yeah. I don't know. That thread, I don't know where they were going with it, but it was just a complete BS line. And I think they just, all they really do is they just boil up some more spaghetti and just throw it on top of what's already there.
Yeah, I think you're right. But on a positive note, they're going to add new activities. So salvage black boxes and tissue samples when you hand them into a rescue ship count towards the system they're collected in, and that might actually help with alert systems. Because alert systems have those instances kind of in abundance. And one of the problems we have with alert systems now is that there are so few activities that actually amount to anything, and there's no combat. So any extra lever that affects an alert system is going to be a bonus.
Okay. But yeah. All right. Well, that's good news then, I guess.
I'm taking that as good news.
Okay.
We'll see how it actually comes out, but I'm taking that as good news. And I know they said something about a change in the Thargoid pushback bar, which is the progress meter, what they call the progress meter. And I see we have a note here that says, I have a strong idea of what that change will be.
I think they have said they'll make it more clear what actions have different magnitude of effects or something like that.
What?
I don't know if that helps.
I don't. Okay, this patch was supposed to come out today, right?
Right.
Correct.
And in this, they're saying that they've got an incoming change in the Thargoid pushback, and they have a strong idea of what that change would be. So I take it this wasn't going to be in this patch.
I don't know.
I sure.
That's an open question.
I sure hope it wasn't supposed to be part of this patch if they only have a strong idea of what they're going to do, and it was supposed to come out today. Maybe
that's why it's delayed.
We're winging it.
They got a strong. That's I got a strong idea of what we'll talk about tonight on the Loose Screws podcast. That's what it sounds like. And these guys are running a multi-million
To be fair,
dollar
that
company.
we do that. To be fair, we do that.
You did say do for sure.
We do that.
Yeah. Definitely some doo-doo going on. But we do that. We're not we get $20 a month in Patreon donations. They get millions of dollars in people buying games from them. So there's a big difference.
We do more with our Patreon donations too.
But obviously, Jesus Christ. All right. I don't know. We could complain some more. You gave one good bit of news in there, I guess. Anybody have any other thoughts on all this stuff with patch 14? It's 14.02, right? Not like 14.1,
right.
14.12,
well,
14.02.
Well, we've already had 14.01, so.
It's an internal designation. It means nothing. Don't dig at
Exactly.
it. You'll hurt yourself.
I think there's going to be 100 updates before we get to update 15.
I know. It's pain. They're just giving themselves. They start with the smallest number they can, so they've got room to fix as much as possible. They can jump to 15 anytime they want, but they want to make sure that instead of getting to 14.9 and then oh shit, we got more stuff to fix. 14.91, anybody? So start small now. It kills me. One other thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys saw it, Rabbi Bob posting random number shit again going on. So, these logs that he's getting, I swear to God, I don't know where he's getting this stuff from, but it's impressive. Because when I used to play WoW, there was a thing called World of Logs where you could run parses of the fights you're doing, and you could see the breakdown of the exact, right when people cast spells, how much damage everything did. And you could go back and you could look at that, and you could set up graphs, a good, visual interface to break down everything that happened in a fight. Like if me, Data, and Dubs were out fighting a Hydra, for instance, if it was in World of Warcraft, we'd be able to say, Jesus Christ, Dubs, you didn't hit that heart one time, not once. You suck, because we could see exactly what was happening, who was hitting and doing the damage. And looking at these logs, am I looking at this right? They go up to 1,000th of a second is when they're marking different damage happening and everything, and the damage is out to exponents. It's crazy.
If you look in the logs for the BGS stuff, they'll do influence out to I think it's 6 decimal places.
Jesus.
So there's a lot more precision behind the interface that we never see.
Well, that's what here, this regen heart damage, .000110711. So that's nine decimal points out. It's tracking this damage and stuff. This is bonkers to me. I didn't know. I don't know. Oftentimes I felt that, it was crazy, but I need Rabbi Bob now to start putting this into graph form and stuff so that I can, see this with a nice, pretty interface instead of just, strings of numbers. So get on that, buddy.
That must be like them hitting the heart with some human weapon. Because it's doing like essentially zero damage. Yeah. That's E to the minus. That's scientific notation. That's very small numbers.
Like one of these lines, when you look at it, it's like has the timestamp, then it says regen heart, and then it says authority damage to heart. So that's where I'm confused. Is this at this specific line, is it damage to the heart, or is it what just regen? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm reading. It's numbers and words. You guys don't know either, huh?
Not a clue.
Nope.
All right.
No.
All right. Rabbi, hit me up. I want you to help walk me through this, because now you've got me intrigued. You start getting data like this to look at, and you motherfucker, you got me going down a rabbit hole now. So I may have to kick you from the Discord eventually, but please help interpret this for me. I would appreciate it. I don't know. Is there a chick chat? What do we got? I haven't noticed. Chick chat didn't get bombarded. Oh yeah, the D&D news. Did we ever announce that? You want to give them an update on that, Nurgle?
Whatchamacallit, Wizards of the Coast effectively caved. And they put out a big post about everything they're doing, but they're releasing the core 5.1 SRD, or the core 5th edition rules, under a Creative Commons license. They're leaving the original OGL in place. But they did not mention anything about new licenses going forward for 1D&D, which is 6th edition. They did not mention anything about some of their morality clauses, which was really a sticking point with the community. But it does look like they've backed off enough that 5e is safe for third-party publishers and for VTTs going forward. So that's a good thing.
Or is it?
Well, like I said, they very purposely said nothing about, because like I said, the new rule set, which everybody calls 6e, they're calling it 1D&D. They have very purposely not said anything about licensing for 1D&D, so there's a fairly strong suspicion that anything that has to do with the new system is going to come under a new gaming license, which will be much more restrictive, and you'll have a replay of what they did with 4th edition, which created Paizo and Pathfinder.
Are they going away from the numbered sets and just doing a subscription that'll update?
That's what they want. I strongly believe that they want to do away, because if you look at what they did in previous attempts with the open gaming license, they were very specifically targeting books and PDFs and pen and paper. And I think that at some level, because they're building their own virtual tabletop, they've got 1D&D now. They want to move to a completely online and digital game, and I think they really want to do away with books and paper tabletop gaming and try to force everybody onto this digital space to play. And if that's what they're actually trying to do, and they have not said that, that's just my interpretation. But if that's the path they're really trying to take to try to get everybody onto this one system where they can monetize it, they truly do not understand tabletop gaming.
For sure.
Because the appeal of tabletop gaming is in the first two words, tabletop. It has to do with a bunch of people getting together around a table, eating pizza, drinking beer, playing a game, and having fun. And the digital all of the virtual tabletops and all of the wonderful things that has done for tabletop gaming are really either an extra to supplement that tabletop, so people can have like digital maps and that kind of stuff, or they are a way for people who are so spread out they can't get together to get together and have some type of gaming experience. That is not the core of the hobby. So I hope that's not what they're trying to do, because then that
my
again
favorite
would be
memory
a
is
massive miscalculation of their customer base.
I mean, they can make a ton of money. I mean, my favorite D&D, I don't remember which edition it was. Remember when they came out with they had so many books that they put out. They had like that black or all those brown covered ones, a book for each class had their own handbook. You had your fighter handbook and your thieves handbook and your mage handbook. And then you had, your monster manuals, and you had all of these books, your DM's guide and all of that. And if they just put out new versions of those books where then you get access to a digital version too, or you can just buy a digital version, it's so many of us old timers, I still love having a physical book to look shit up in.
Me and you both.
Man, book smell.
What's that?
New book smell.
Yes.
I'm a fan of old book smell too. I don't give a shit. Just give me a book. Give me an actual. But I mean, like when you're playing digitally, yes, you can have multiple tabs open and be hopping from this and this, but then having that book there that you can be flipping through.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's
not the same experience.
It's just awesome, and then you can just lay in bed and read it too. And I don't know. There's plenty of money to be made doing that. I'd start buying all that shit again.
I mean, I think we can all agree that having the intellectual property rights to Dungeons and Dragons is a license to print money.
It is. Absolutely.
If you do it right.
If you don't get greedy and try to scare off all your customers.
Yeah, you all that licensing stuff and everything. On the other side, what they were trying to cut off, just let people do that, because then they're going to be buying all that other accessories that go with it too, and then people that they get to play with them are going to be buying stuff, and makes so much money. Just miniatures, Jesus.
If you look at the timing, because there was because late last year, Wizards of the Coast bought D&D Beyond. And so there was at some point after the beginning of the OGL debacle, a lot of people very wisely said the only way you're ever going to get Wizards of the Coast to listen is to hit them in the pocketbook. So then there started this hashtag program for D&D Be Gone to cancel your D&D Beyond subscriptions. And the number I have heard thrown around is that north of 40,000 people canceled D&D Beyond subscriptions in the first week. And that is a smack in the pocketbook.
Oh, yeah.
And then the beginning of last week, Hasbro had their quarterly earnings report, and it was ugly. And they're laying off 15% of their workforce. And the only division of Hasbro that reported real profits was Wizard of the Coast. And, of course, that was up through the end of 2022. So none of this stuff is on that earnings report. And I think there were a lot of people that saw the math that they actually had weaker earnings than they were expecting at the end of the year to begin with. And then they've had this chaos at the beginning of the year and lost 40,000 subscriptions and all this other stuff. And I think somewhere some large institutional investors got on the phone to the upper echelon at Hasbro and said, y'all really need to stop setting fire to your business. Because they within hours of their earnings report coming out, they were putting out this new statement backing away from everything. Yeah. I don't think this saga is over. I think the worst of it is, but I think there's going to be there will be additional things that come up after this. They're just going to sneak them out slowly, and it will be only with the new edition. But the flip side of that is all of current 5th edition, the rules, is now, it's not just available under an open gaming license, it's available under Creative Commons, which is an even more open license. And once it's been put out in Creative Commons, it can never be revoked. So it's free and available for everybody forever.
Yeah, but wasn't that what they said before?
Well, but now they've crossed a line they can't come back from.
Okay.
So they have released it in Creative Commons, and that is a one-way street. They can't take it back, which means all of the third-party producers are safe now at this point.
Well, that's good to hear. All right.
It is. It's positive steps. It's positive steps.
All right. Well, we'll move on from D&D. I know some people's eyes rolled back in their heads and they probably fell asleep once we started talking about that again. But a lot of
nudge Dubs.
Dubs,
Yeah.
wake up.
No.
Okay, so chick chat real quick. I'll just go through this. Looks like Dio, Deani Symbiont, and Lark Shadow and us, we might play some Mech Warrior coming up one of these days. So if anybody's interested in getting in on that, that's something that we're going to be
we
doing.
need them to clarify, is that going to be Mech Warrior 5 or Mech Warrior Online?
Yes.
Is one of them free?
Online
Mech
is
Warrior
free.
Online is.
Yes. So if you want to get that one off of Steam, go for it. I got Mech Warrior 5 and online and messing around with both of them a little bit so I don't come in being completely useless. But that's something coming up, just a change of pace. And Jesus, fighting robots, come on. Who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Jalaman posted like 8 types of cheese you should always have in your fridge. I agree, but they get eaten too fast, so I can't keep them all in my fridge. Random stuff. Oh, we got a Lark Shadow face reveal this week, along with his great dog, Ember. I just want to say this, Lark Shadow, for some reason, you look exactly the way I thought you'd look. Like, exactly. I was like, you said face reveal. I'm like, are you sure? Pretty sure I know that face. That's Lark Shadow. I don't know, random stuff. I don't know what Lark Shadow posted with that horse person thing. I don't know what that is. Jared Crew posted a 4,000 pound block of cheddar. Yes, please. Random stuff. Rick Dalton is up to deadly in combat on his PC account. Good job. Oh yeah, I took my daughter to a formal dance on Friday. I forgot about that. Hey, love you,
How'd
kid.
that go?
That was a blast. Got to bust a move, and I kind of went for a drive and bullshitted for a while. Having a teenager, good fun. But yeah, we got all dressed up and went and had a good dinner and listened to some really horrible music, and then got the hell out of there and went home. Then I don't know what happened with all the people clapping. That was a nice wave of things. Nurgle, did you get all those arrows fixed?
I got 27 of 34 fixed.
7 still to be fixed, or they're unfixable?
No, I actually ran out of the parts I needed to fix the rest.
Okay, perfect. That's a good update on that. Somebody put a dog's face on the front of the Concorde for some reason. I do enjoy that. Hate adding the Pringles can version of it. Just no.
That's actually like a really hot meme right now, is those dogs saying, let me do it for you.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Chick chat idea that Lark Shadow wanted to do. The state you live in and the movie that best, what is it? What is the most blank movie for where you live? So like for me, what's the most Minnesota movie for where you live? For me, I'm going to go with Fargo. I know Fargo's in North Dakota, but most of that movie was filmed in Minnesota, and Minnesotans are always made fun of for that, what are you talking about, eh? So it was definitely that would be the most Minnesota movie. He went with Napoleon Dynamite. He's from Idaho. Boobtron went with Blues Brothers in Illinois, because Illinois Nazis. God damn it. There's some definitely some good movies, and then got some Steven Seagal stories. That's good stuff. And Under Siege was a good movie. I don't care what you say, you grumpy old man.
Okay.
Tennessee. What do we have here? There's a handful of things. I'm gonna let people come read this stuff, because Bloomington put one in, Manchives put one in. Yeah, there's some movies going on. Oh my God, Missouri Roadhouse. Hell yeah, that's a good one. That was set in Missouri.
No, thought that was in Texas.
That's what I thought too, but I have no idea. That's Missouri stuff. Roadhouse, Winter's Bone, nothing that would make me want to grow up there again. So yeah, I had no idea where Roadhouse was actually set. That's bizarre to me. So so there's all that. That's all we had for Chick Chat. Anything else in the notes? What are we doing? Teflon's not here to do a cheese this week, so the cheese this week is going to be a 4,000-pound block of cheddar.
There you go.
You can carve a fort into it. No movie anniversaries, and I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Cover? Anybody want to do the promote stuff thing?
I started watching Game of Thrones for the first time.
You started
for the first time?
Yeah, season 2, baby.
Wow, what do you think?
It's fine so far. I have trouble keeping up with all the characters. There's so many people on the show.
First time through, it's tough.
I take it you haven't read the books, have you?
No, my wife has watched all of it, and she's watching it with me. So I'm like, "Who's that?" She can tell me.
Trust me, the TV version is the light version of the characters.
Yeah.
Yes. For video. Yeah. Well,
definitely read the book.
Season 1 though. Season 1 in the first book are pretty verbatim. Once you get to season 2 and 3, then it starts really getting out there, and a lot of different paths they took compared to the books.
Right.
Yeah.
But well, good.
So yeah, lots of violence and nudity.
Yeah,
again,
good stuff.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine so far.
Just wait till they get to the red wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. I just keep watching.
Poor Sean Bean. You just can't catch a break.
I know,
what he's in.
Oh, yeah. That's nothing.
He's just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I know. But when you're in a den of, I don't know, rats. What do we call all those people? I don't know. They're terrible. I guess they're lions because they're Lannisters. No, the stag is Lannisters. My bad.
No, the lion is Lannister.
Oh no,
the stag was Baratheon.
Yes, Baratheon is the stag. Yep, they're the lion and the wolf. Yeah. All right. Yep. I might have to watch that again one day and stop after season 5, 6.
Tyrion has all the best lines.
Absolutely.
I don't know. There's so many good characters in that we'll talk when you finish it. I think we'll do an episode where we talk about that a little bit, because that would be fun. I'd love to have a little group discussion about that and which characters people liked and what they liked and didn't like. It's fantastic. Yes, because I think we don't have to even say spoilers, because if you haven't watched it at this point, fuck you. We should tell them all about all the episodes. So all right, well, that's cool. Dubs, you watching any TV shows?
No, not really.
How about movies?
I don't.
Just absorbing voltage.
I watch what my wife and my children want to watch. I download the movies they request and we watch them.
All right. Well, that's
yeah.
Cool story. Hate, you see anything? Watch anything? Eat anything? Ragnarok.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
That's the good one.
That might be the best one.
Yeah, it is.
So good.
Yeah.
Is that everybody? Did we talk to everybody in here? Yeah. Check with everybody. All right, people. Go like, rate, review, smash that bell. Is that what they're supposed to do? Smash the bell.
Sure.
Do we have a bell?
5 stars on Spotify.
Yes, give us 5 stars. That gets more people to come find this podcast. If you want to do that to people.
If you don't want to do it because you like it, do it because you hate them.
Yes, that wow, Schadenfreude right there. Make other people suffer and enjoy it. Patreon, Loose Screws DD, and rate, review, smash the bell. I think that's everything.
You're selling it. Yeah, you got it.
All right. I guess we'll be back next week. Hey, we did like a full show. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
How did that happen?
I don't know, man. Hopefully people didn't get bored and shut it off halfway through. And if they did, I don't care. Fuck you. Wait, they're not here to hear it. those that stuck around to the end,
warned 'em.
we appreciate
We
you.
warned him at the beginning that it only gets worse.
Now the real episode can start for the true believers.
Yes, now we're gonna do
Really
the
get into
after
it.
show. Yes, where we're allowed to swear and stuff because we don't fucking do that here in this version.
Wait, we're not allowed to fucking swear?
Shit, fuck no.
I can't. I'm falling asleep in my chair already. I can't go any longer.
Ending with enough cuss words. Shit, fuck, piss,
Wait,
cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Did Data just go more old man than me?
Yeah.
Well, he is breastfeeding. That does sap energy from you. All right, I'm gonna hit this end button there. Stop recording. All right, bye everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.